Alright, today I'm gonna give you an update on my Poison Nova Necromancer, which is pretty close to being finished now. There is very little room for upgrades. There's a couple of things I could get that would make him a little bit better, but it's not a lot. So I tried running around with the Poison Thunder Charm, but I really didn't like it too much. I think the lower rest curse is fine enough. You really don't need the the Thunder Charm in my opinion. It's not really worth it. Um, but yeah. So let's go over the gear we have real quick. We are using a pair of Triangle's gloves for the poison skill damage, of course, the faster cast. True Curse is always nice. The Cold Res is nice for him. Then we got a Death Rep, Ethereal Death Rep with a 5/5 green facet in it. The fairly nice one. I'm really happy with this one. Definitely not changing that. Even though it could be 5% 5% more to enemy light or enemy poison res, it really doesn't matter too much. 5 is not enough to change it when it's ethereal, I think. And then we got a 220 circlet with 20 strength and a green 5/5 in it. And then we have a Dark Force spawn with 3 summon and 3 poison and bone skills. With a green facet 5/5 in it. And we use this for the 30 faster cast and then 3 to skills. And we got a 219 amulet with some life mana and a little bit of cold res. Then we got Arachnid Smash, of course, for the faster cast and the skill. We got a Dust Route Enigma, pretty low roll, 11 ED. Could definitely also be better, but it's good enough for now. And we got this 2 skill Mirror Walks with 17 strength and 17 dex, so it's close enough. 20 strength would be even better, but since I don't have that, this is fine. We got a 10 faster cast with all res, so 32 cold, 8 light, 31 fire, and 8 poison, and half freeze duration. And we have another 10 FCR ring with a tiny bit of energy, again with all res, 10 all res, and then 27 cold res. We have a 1720 torch and a 1920 Annie. We got some a rest charm, faster hit recovery, another res, a magic find, another res, magic find and res, and all res and strength. And then we got some skillers. The first one is a curses. Never mind that one. Definitely want the poison and bone skillers for sure. Then we got a Geats, and in the stash we have some bases for insight to make an iron golem. I always keep a couple of these around just in case. We have a 15/15 dust route that I was thinking of making into a bramble, and then we have some more travelers in case I want to swap out for some magic find. We have some random staffs here, this one being my preferred one. So I would use this in the PvP settings for the Fire Golem and the Poison Nova, and have that as a swap. And then have something like this, or a blue one, preferably one that has 6, a blue one that has 6 to Nova and then has 2 open sockets. That would be the upgrade for him. And then we have this Bone Flame as a backup in case I do something where I do need more resistance. I'll put that on. Then we have this random 5 Nova one that I found that I don't want to use because it's trash compared to a Death Web. Same goes kinda for this White Wand. It wouldn't be the best choice, but I think having it on a swap might be nice with a 6 Nova offhand. But we got a 463 CTA and an Eth Spirit Monarch. The reason we're doing an Eth is because we want to be able to hold it without having to put a bunch of extra strength in. So for that reason I have to go with the ethereal one. And it's a max Vita build, so of course we got no max block, but we got all our points into life. And as you see, my resistances are absolutely ass. They are terrible, and they could be a lot better for sure, but with this damage setup that I'm running right now, it's a little bit under it. It's basically doing 10k Nova damage. Once we bow ourselves, it should go to 10k. Let's see. Yeah. So 10k Nova is fair enough. It could definitely be a little bit higher. You would probably be able to get it to around 12, between 12 and 15 somewhere, with like perfect gear. We have not a lot of magic find, 143, but it's enough. I found Teriel's Might with that. We are hitting the breakpoint on 125 faster cast, and we got 60 minus to enemy poison res without using the lower res curse. So once we use the lower res curse, that really maxes out the enemy resistance. Let's go over the skills real quick. So for the skills, what we've done, we have maxed out Corpse Explosion for the maximum range on the area that it does damage, and then we just maxed out Poison Dagger, Poison Explosion and Poison Nova. We put 1 point into Bone Armor and 1 point into the wall. I didn't need the wall, but I was thinking I wanted, just in case, I would have it as a backup. And then of course we went 1 point into everything to get down to lower res. So this is, with the other 60, it basically comes to 120 minus res on the enemies. Well, it only goes 100, but to max it out, that's how you do that. We only put 1 point in, of course. And I have amp damage as a backup in case I'm doing, let's say I do bear runs or something like that. Then I want to use the amp damage for the other people to kill Bale faster. And let's go to where he shines the absolute most, and that is in cows. So the poison damage is fairly nice, and I usually use summons as well. So when I go to the summon tree here, so I put 1 point in everything in here basically, and then we put a couple extra points in Fire Golem, and then the rest of the points will go into Blood Golem in order to give my Iron Golem as much lifesteal per hit. So the way I usually do this is I use my you see how, and if you were playing, let's say you play with another, what I really like to play with is a Nova Sorg on this build, because the Nova Sorg just annihilates or makes the first kill so fast, and that's what you're really looking for, is that first kill, right? Because that first kill is going to give you the corpse explosion. The corpse explosion is just going to annihilate everything. It just takes out massive piles in a matter of seconds. I should be using my low res first. I kind of messed that up. It's because I've been playing on my summon Necro lately, so I have this set up a little bit different on this compared to the summon. I kept where my curses are and stuff like that. That's why I'm kind of fucking it up a little bit. But if you just, it's so good at killing cows because they have such a low resistance, and that's basically why it's so good. Let's just stand here and look. That's fairly fast. This is without the lower res, and let's get to with lower res. It's just basically instant, right? Like, it's so fast. And the reach on the corpse explosion reaches so far now that it's maxed out, that it really helps you kill everything in sight. You could see everything you can see will die super fast. As I said, you could get a couple more updates or upgrades for him, but it's so little that it's not really. I don't think it's worth it. And basically I use my summons more so as a meat shield. It's not, they don't do any damage whatsoever. They're just gonna hold back enemies so they don't get to me.
I need mana.
Oh, I need bow. That's what's wrong here. And we get a ist from Cow King. And a Wizzy. Not that we need it. I didn't even pay attention to the loot, so I hope I didn't miss something. I was just more paying attention on the cows where they were coming. But yeah, it's really incredibly fast at killing cows. Especially on a P8 game, it just rips through them. I don't really have any complaints with this build, other than having somewhat a lower resistant. Oh, better pick those up as well. I have to like quickly go back because I never really paid attention to any of the loot. I was too focused on just killing everything. No, I don't see. I just want to make sure I'm not leaving behind a burr rune somewhere.
It's locked.
Oh, okay. Thought it said something else.
I need a key.
Yeah, it is a phenomenal build, and you can take it anywhere you want to. There's really not a place you can't take it. There is stuff that he's really not good at, and that would be killing bosses like Diablo or Bale. For that part, it just takes forever. Their resistances are too high, so it's very slow at that part. But any trash mobs, you annihilate super fast, and I think this is the better choice for running P8 games if you want to do terror zones and stuff like that with a Necromancer. After playing the Summoner, I think this build is both faster and stronger, especially if you are willing to spend the value it will take to fill this out with all 5 all res, small charms and stuff like that. That would really make you get a lot closer to maxing out your resistances. Nice 11 fire res, I'll keep that. put them in there and put the ist in here. But yeah, I can definitely recommend this build. Let me just quickly take you to the mercenary. So the mercenary is set up for killing Diablo or Baal, basically. That's why I try to stack some crushing blow, some deadly strike, and have a lot of damage on him, as much as I possibly can. I do want to swap this treachery out for a fortitude, just for the extra damage it'll give me. But besides that, I'm really happy with the way it's working right now. So we got G phase, and we got treachery, and then of course we got a Eth Warpike botted. This would be a lot nicer if it wasn't absolutely terrible rolls, but for now it's plenty. Later down the line, I definitely wanna re-roll this at some point, just cause it's really bad rolls. But besides that, I think it does enough damage to where it really does help out with killing the bigger bosses. And then of course the Might Aura helps out as well. And our Iron Golem is an insight, so we don't have to constantly drink pots. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the whole build. And if you have suggestions for this build that I haven't yet talked about or used, do put it in the comments below, and I would like to hear your opinion on it. If you like the way it works, if you like the way it looks, I definitely do love this build. I wish it was still like it used to be way back in the day when you could have 50k Novas, but they changed that. Yeah, so you used to be able to stack your inventory with the 451 small charm, poison damage small charms, and it would basically go crazy on your Nova. I used to have this specific build back in the day, and it was absolutely disgusting, especially in a PvP setting with group setting, right? So if you had 2v2s, 3v3s, or 4v4s, this build just fucks people up because it puts them in on 1 health immediately. It's so fast, and it's very hard if you run this build with, like, let's say a barbarian or a wind druid. That's usually what I would run with. Those two together is just incredible as a team, because I'll put them on 1 health and the barbarian just needs to hit them once and they're basically dead. And then if you're doing 1v1s, I would not use my Inside Golem. I would be using a Fire Golem, and the reason you want to use the Fire Golem is your Nova is not going to be able to kill anyone, but it is going to put them to 1 health. And what the Fire Golem does, it has the Holy Fire aura, so it basically does tick damage, 49 to 126 damage per tick. And that damage, since I don't actually have to physically be, I don't physically have to hit them, and my golem doesn't physically have to hit them. I just have to be close enough for the aura to do the tick damage. And if they're 1 health and they get hit by 49, they die. So that's how that works. And that's why you want to use the Fire Golem for a PvP setting if it's 1v1. I think that's basically everything I wanted to go over. So the last upgrades would be lifers and tri-res boots, I think, just because my resistances are so bad. that if I could get poison, lightning, and fire res boots, that would definitely help out a lot. And a 215 amulet with all res on it would also be really helpful. And 5 all res small charms the whole way through would also make it a lot better. But as I said, in cows or with my summons up, it's rare that I get one-shotted or hit and lose all my health and stuff like that, because I also have the bone armor and stuff to protect me. So there is a safety feature to the summons and the bone armor compared to having none of those. If I had none of those, I would definitely go for much higher resistances and less damage in the end. But since I do have these as a form of protection, then the max damage setup is, I feel like, is better. Yeah. I hope you liked the video. I hope you want to try the build out after seeing this. It definitely works incredible. It's not the fastest build out there, but it's definitely not like a slow build. It's super nice once you hit the faster breakpoint for the FCR and have this kind of damage at the same time. It really does a lot of work, and it's a nice in terms of terror zones. It's a nice group build where you don't really have to use your Nova that much, but using your lower res and your corpse explosion is where the magic happens, because then if you're in a P8 setting, there'll be other people that will create your bodies for you, and you don't really need to use the Nova as much as you use the low res and the corpse explosion. So that's how I would play it in a PVM setting. But yeah, Merry Christmas, have a nice one, leave a like and a comment, I'll catch you later.